Well, since we're working online now, we need to learn how to use LaTeX more effectively. So what I've done is I've prepared a template that I'm going to send to you, and I think it's going to make things a lot easier for you. And you'll be able to use this to type up your work and share it with me. But I'm going to send a template to you, and what you need to do is not work on off of this template. In other words, when you get this template, I've labeled it LaTeX Getting Started Template. You'll just click on it. Just click on this box and go up to More, and you'll make a copy. So when you do an assignment, you'll work off your copy. Don't work off of this thing that I'm going to send you. But anyway, let me show you. Let's open it up and see what you would need to be able to do. So what I've done is I've prepared this template, and it shows just a lot of the common math stuff that you'll need to be able to do. And what I've included here are some of the packages that your documents will use. Now, you don't want to mess with any of this up here, any of this 1 through 24. Don't mess with any of that, except, well, 21. You'll put your own name there, and down here you can put the date in if you want to. But the document starts down here where it says Begin Document. It says Make Title. It puts the title in here. But what you need to pay attention to when you start your work is some of the you're just going to type like normal. It'll be like a normal word processor. Except mainly where you're going to be concerned is when you have to type math symbols. So this is the first thing I talked about here. When you type math symbols, what you want to do is you want to put that math in between dollar signs, like I did here. Notice where I have this dollar sign, and then I close the dollar sign over here. See where my cursor's moving? And then you'll notice what that did. It made this right here. See? It made a summation. Now, I did that same thing. I entered that same command later, but I put display style in front of it. I put this little command, and notice, then the output was this. See? So you can change the way your output looks. You can, if you don't like the way it looks, like right here, see that? You can come over here, and I put display style, and it did this. Now I can also center the text. I can also center the math by putting a double dollar sign around it. See, there's a double dollar sign. See? It's the same stuff, only now it's got a double dollar sign. And when you put the double dollar sign around, notice it centers it. Now, if I wanted to center some text, I could also do this. Begin center, and then I type what I want to be centered, and then I end center. Notice I said, hi, how are you? And here it is, right here. Now notice I bold-faced you, and that is \text BF, and then when I want it to boldface, I put in there, I put while you. Now, at first, I realized this can look rather complex, but once you start using it, it gets easier, especially some of the basic stuff like exponents. That's kind of common sense, how you would do that. So what I've done is I've broken this into college algebra, trig, and calculus, some of the common things that you would use for those three topics. Now you notice in college algebra I talk about exponents, and I think if you just look here you'll be able to see, like if you want to make an exponent, it's a little hat, right? 2 hat, and whatever you want to put in exponents you put in the brackets. See? So you can look through here and see the input. So this right here is inputted over here. Now you don't have to put the part in there. I mean, if you're just typing up math symbols, you don't need to do that, of course. What that part does is it just puts the little a here. And I'm just doing that to illustrate. So you can see, now something I can point out to you, if you want down here, well, let's see here. Notice I've got the square root, SQRT, little backslash. The square root of 4, see, that's the square root of 4 right there. Now if you want the cube root, notice that that's SQRT with a little brace 3, see, and it puts the little 3 up here. Something else I want to point out, notice this D over here. Well, that is where, let's see where the, okay. Okay, you notice on D, I have this parentheses around this whole thing, right? This exponential, x squared, y to the 5th over w to the 7th, z to the 8th, all that to the 9th. Notice what I did. I just didn't put a parentheses there. I put \left and then the parentheses. What that does is it makes the parentheses big enough to cover the whole left of the expression. See, if I just put a regular parentheses in there instead of \left parentheses, it would just put a little wee parentheses there, and it wouldn't look as good. So if I wanted my parentheses to cover the whole thing, \left and then parentheses, and over here I closed it with \right parentheses. Now, going down through here, I've got lots of different things. Like, let me say I'm going to compile it, and then I can blow it up like this, and we can just look at the various things. So what I've done is I've gone through here and I've anticipated things that you might need to be able to enter in LaTeX. And I've written up how to do them. So here's vectors, and you can look over there and see what the code is for that. Now, if there's something I leave off, you can always Google it and say, for example, how do I make a vector in LaTeX? Or how do I write a whatever in LaTeX? And it will go, it will show you, it will take you to a place where you have the code, where it shows you the code. So I've got college algebra, trig, and calculus. Now, something else I want to show you that I didn't put on here. Let's suppose you want to insert an image. Let's suppose you want to put a graph into your work. Well, let me show you how we can do that. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to go where it says in parts, and I'm going to go new page. Get a brand new page. And what I want to do is I want to insert a picture on this new page. So the pictures are stored over here in images. Okay. So what I can do, I can upload an image and it will put it in that folder. So here I go. I'm going to upload an image. So I just go over to select from my computer, and I have these images that I want to look at under characters. So I would just find those, and here's one. I'll just use that one. I upload it. Okay. Now, what I want to do on this new page is I want to do this. I want to include graphics. And I'm going to scale it. See, I'm going to say scale equals, let's say I want a half scale. So I'll put 0.5, close that, and then I open this up, and I forgot the name, so I'm going to let me see if I can open the images. Dipsy, there it is, Dipsy 1. So PNG. Let's see if this works. Okay, compile. Sometimes it's kind of picky about the sometimes it's kind of picky about file names and whatnot. I guess this is a case. Okay, I'd paused the video and fixed the problem I had. It wasn't showing the image, and I think what it did was I left off the S here in graphics, include graphics. So that was what the problem is. So if you want to put in an image, you can, whatever the image is, you save it, and then you can upload it and insert it the way I did right here. Now, if you have questions as you're working through any of these assignments, you feel free to contact me. If there's something not working right, if you're getting some error messages, notice what would happen if I did something wrong here. Let's suppose I said, let's suppose I opened a parentheses here and I said SQRT or something like that, and I said like that, and then I compiled it. Notice what happens, it gives me an error up here. So if you do something wrong, you'll get error messages like that. And then you just have to go through and fix it. Now, let's see if I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it. Hot dog. Yeah, got it. So anyway, that's a little tutorial for how to use LaTeX.